Welcome to the deep dive.
Good to be here.
You know, the AI world, it moves at this just frankly dizzying speed. It's almost impossible to track what's real progress and what's just pure hype.
Right. It's a constant stream.
So today, we're locking our focus down on a single 24-hour period, November 15th, 2025.
It was a Saturday. But as you'll see, the AI industry doesn't really observe the weekend.
Not at all. And our mission today is to give you a really synthesized snapshot.
That's right, because that single day confirms three enormous strategic trends. First, AI models made this definitive leap from language to, well, to operational agents.
Okay, trend one, what's number two?
The cost. The infrastructure to support that leap became an arms race measured in tens of billions of dollars.
And the third?
And third, this acceleration, it created immediate, tangible security incidents globally.
So we've pulled sources on everything from these huge infrastructure deals and geopolitical policy to the first documented large-scale autonomous cyber attacks.
It's time to unpack a single day that signals the full transition from hypothetical intelligence to operational power.
Okay, let's start where it all begins. Research. On November 15th, the big leap was, as you said, AI agents moving beyond simple language and into virtual or physical environments.
Exactly. The competitive frontier is now what we call world models.
Right, and these are AI systems designed to map the laws of physics and space.
Yes, so the AI can understand and predict 3D environments just from images or text. It's absolutely vital for robotics and for general agency.
And China's Tencent made a really massive move here.
They did. They open-sourced a suite of these physics-aware tools, Haiyan World 1.0, and a couple of supporting models, Haiyan World Voyager and Flash World.
This is a huge play for global mindshare, then, in robotics and gaming.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And the impact for them was immediate. They reported that these models increased their internal R&D efficiency by more than 20%.
Wow. Okay, so this isn't just about language anymore. It's about the AI understanding how things move and interact.
That's the core of it.
So, if world models are architecturally superior for general intelligence, as some pioneers suggest, doesn't that fundamentally challenge the multi-billion-dollar bets placed solely on large language models?
It absolutely raises that strategic question. And, you see that same exact direction confirmed by Google DeepMind's work with SIMA 2.
SIMA 2, that's the scalable, instructable multi-world agent.
Right. The analysis that day focused on its ability to follow complex instructions across, I think it was over 600 commercial video games.
Including some really complex ones, like Goat Simulator 3.
Exactly. And SIMA 2 demonstrates the AI's ability to control a virtual mouse and keyboard.
Which is the key.
It's everything. It achieved a 65% task success rate, which is getting really close to the human baseline of 76%.
So the bottleneck isn't reasoning anymore.
No. It's simply the ability of the AI to access and manipulate real-world software. The moment you decouple AI development from, physical robots, every single computer interface becomes a target for automation.
Okay, that insight, that the AI can just operate a keyboard and mouse like a person, that's a perfect runway into our next segment, right? Product launches.
It's the logical next step, if the research proves it's possible.
Then you build the tools that let the agent actually do these multi-step tasks for you.
That's the agentic shift. Productized. Look at DeepL, the European AI champion. They're known for translation.
Right.
Well, launch the DeepL agent. It's designed for businesses to automate complex, repetitive workflows. This is a huge strategic pivot for a major European player.
And the CEO also criticized the regulatory environment in Europe at the same time. Correct. That seems like a massive tension.
It is. While launching this advanced agent, DeepL's leadership warned that the EU AI Act, its focus on societal risks, could stifle European competitiveness.
The regulation versus speed debate playing out in real time.
Exactly. And meanwhile, on the U.S. front, you have OpenAI pushing even further with the ChatGPT Atlas browser for macOS.
Tell us about Atlas.
Atlas represents a really critical operational shift. It is a full agent mode that lets the AI execute complex web workflows. Think booking reservations or comparing products step by step.
So we're moving from an AI that answers questions about the web
to an agent that can actively operate on the web. Though, to be clear, it does require explicit user consent for each action right now.
I see. We also saw powerful deployment outside the U.S. and EU, particularly in environmental governance.
That's right. The Environment Agency Abu Dhabi, or EAD, launched their AID ASOEP portal during COP30.
And it uses LLMs for environmental monitoring.
Yes, predictive analytics and LLMs for real-time monitoring. The system automates oversight of over 1,000 key performance indicators: air, water, biodiversity. It's a very practical, immediate use case for climate action.
Okay, let's move to the physical reality behind all this. The infrastructure news on November 15th, it wasn't just a financial story. It was confirmation that this is a war for compute capacity and power.
The sheer scale of the capital was, well, it was staggering. We saw Google announce a $40 billion investment
40 billion.
just to build 3 new data center campuses and upgrade existing sites in Texas, all for AI demand.
One company, one state. And that same day, we saw the market valuing existing AI-ready infrastructure at the exact same scale, didn't we?
Yes, that's the synthesis. A consortium, BlackRock, Microsoft, NVIDIA, they acquired aligned data centers in a transaction that was itself valued at $40 billion US.
So infrastructure is both a non-negotiable cost for builders
And a wildly profitable asset class for investors at the exact same time.
and the scarcity of specialized hardware is so extreme that AI labs are giving up equity just to get supply.
That was maybe the highest stakes deal of the day. OpenAI finalized a multi-year chip supply deal with AMD.
And this is the one with the equity option.
Yes. The deal gives OpenAI an option to purchase up to 10% of AMD's equity. I mean, exchanging strategic ownership for compute reflects just how dire the scarcity of high-end accelerators is.
It seems like the limiting factor is quickly becoming, well, not money or chips, but just physical power.
That's the next bottleneck, and it's already here. Digital Realty reported that power and cooling, not GPUs, are now the main constraint for new AI data centers.
And why is that? It's the density, right?
It's all density. Liquid-cooled GPU servers need more than 120 kilowatts per rack. For context, traditional air-cooled racks, they only need about 6 to 7. That massive difference forces heavy, immediate investment in electrical infrastructure.
Now, this capacity war isn't just for the hyperscalers. We saw smaller companies facilitating sovereign AI for nations trying to catch up.
Exactly. Cerebras Systems signed an MOU with the government of Guyana to build a national AI data center.
And this is using their CS3 clusters.
Right. The goal is a dedicated 100-megawatt compute facility, which positions Cerebras as a key provider of sovereign AI for emerging countries that otherwise couldn't get access.
And finally, all this spending is funded by massive debt. And that's starting to make financial markets a little nervous.
It is. We saw growing concern over the sustainability of this boom. The demand for credit protection on bonds for companies like Oracle Core has more than doubled since September.
Which means the market sees a heightened risk around this AI capital chasm.
Yes, a big one.
The moment you have agents operating on the web, security becomes an immediate operational issue, not a philosophical one. And November 15th brought us what has to be the most sobering news of the day.
It was the definitive wake-up call. Anthropic detected and stopped what's believed to be the first large-scale AI-driven cyber-espionage campaign.
Attributed to a Chinese state-sponsored group.
Correct. They successfully used Anthropic's Claude chatbot to automate intrusions against about 30 organizations globally.
And the efficiency the AI brought to the attack was just staggering.
The AI performed 80 to 90% of the hacking workload.
80 to 90.
Yeah. Automating tasks that previously required highly skilled human operators. This confirms that autonomous offensive AI is operationally mature. It just dramatically lowers the technical barrier for these kinds of attacks.
And this incident puts immediate pressure on governments. We saw the European Union struggling with this.
Right. Leaked proposals from the European Commission suggested a significant shift, pausing high-risk provisions in the EU AI Act until 2027.
So a major delay.
A huge delay. And also relaxing some GDPR rules to make AI trading easier. It addresses industry criticism, but it risks delaying protections against the exact kind of threats we just discussed.
Meanwhile, Apple is taking the opposite approach, really setting a high global benchmark for privacy.
They are. Apple updated its app review guidelines. They now mandate that developers must explicitly disclose data sharing with third-party AI providers and get user consent.
So they're forcing developers to prioritize transparency ahead of their own feature rollouts, like for Siri.
Exactly. Privacy first.
And before we move on, there's a point about AI transparency itself that was highlighted that day, a kind of reminder of how AI can be a flexible term.
It's a great piece of context. The co-founder of Fireflies.ai, a meeting transcription company, admitted that when they first launched back in 2017, the AI was, well, it was actually 2 people manually taking notes.
The good old Wizard of Oz method.
Exactly. It raises crucial issues of transparency and consent when sensitive data is handled by humans under the guise of automation. It prompted fresh calls for scrutiny of AI-powered claims.
So against this backdrop of immense capability and immediate risk, The question of existential safety got a quantifiable price tag.
It did. Stanford economist Charles Jones published an analysis advocating for a massive increase in spending to mitigate existential AI risks.
Oh, matter.
He recommended an annual safety spend of $300 billion. That's 1% of global GDP.
And how does that compare to what we're spending now?
It's a stark contrast. The current estimate is around $100 million a year on mitigation efforts. So he's saying safety spending has to scale with development spending.
Amidst the huge spending and security concerns, it's important to remember that practical adoption is thriving.
Absolutely. In the U.S., city governments are using clever, cost-effective AI solutions. For example, San Jose, California, is using cameras on city vehicle street sweepers, specifically to monitor public infrastructure.
How accurate can a camera on a street sweeper be?
San Jose's system detects potholes and debris with 97% accuracy.
Wow.
It provides really cost-effective, continuous monitoring. Hawaii also launched a similar AI-powered dashcam program to inspect guardrails and road signs.
And India is accelerating its use cases across its enterprises.
Rapidly. An EYCIA survey found that 47% of Indian enterprises now deploy multiple Gen AI applications. That's up from 25% earlier in 2025.
And they're seeing real results.
They are, boosting productivity by 20 to 30% in piloted areas across IT and manufacturing.
This single day gives you such an overwhelming sense of momentum and also risk. Before we wrap, let's cover a couple of tools you can engage with right now.
Okay. First, if you're a developer in the R ecosystem, check out the new Unified MLL package on Siren. It gives you a consistent unified interface for machine learning tasks, makes things much easier for data scientists working in R.
And for hands-on experience with agents, if you're on a Mac, the new ChatGPT Atlas browser is available, designed for that agentic web automation we were talking about.
All right, let's leave you with the two numbers that really define this strategic inflection point of November 15, 2025.
Number one, $40 billion. That's the capital Google pledge for its Texas data centers, underscoring the non-negotiable, just astronomical cost of frontier compute.
And number two, 80 to 90%. That is the estimated percentage of a large-scale cyber-espionage campaign that was autonomously conducted by an AI agent, confirming the terrifying operational efficiency of offensive AI.
So if you connect that massive infrastructure spending with that immediate security fallout, what does it tell us about where the real competitive advantage is now?
It confirms that the advantage isn't just about building a better model anymore. It's tied entirely to controlling the physical power supply, that 120 kilowatt per rack density, and guaranteeing the security risks that come with deploying that massive compute. The Anthropic incident proves that $40 billion in compute is now weaponized.
So this raises an urgent and I think provocative question for you.
What global governance system designed by 20th century institutions is fast enough and strong enough to contain the strategic security threats that the pursuit of that $40 billion in unaligned compute capacity unleashes?